So guys and girls, today we have with us as a guest Mr. Spiros Varotsis, successful personal trainer with a bachelor in physical education and sports science, and also a master's degree in sports nutrition. But you know, apart from the titles and the diplomas, because Spiros is a personal friend, I know for sure in every discussion we have every time, it shows how deep his knowledge is and how deep he has studied every subject by studying reports and research. And I know Dave loves studying research. He likes facts. So I know we're gonna have a great discussion today.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you guys for having me with you today. I'm very glad talking for exercise always. So I hope I help some people to get some general ideas or some practical applications. That's the purpose from today.
You will. You'll help a lot of people. A lot of people are going to watch this and they're going to be amazed by the motivation that you're going to give them to actually do some stuff, to actually diet, actually exercise, actually get themselves moving.
Yeah. Application is the magic word.
Yes, yes, of course. So, can I start?
Please start. All ears.
So, we're talking about exercise and health, okay? We all know exercise is good for health. Everyone knows that. A lot of years now, like thousands years before. Okay, but just the past like 2 decades, we have the knowledge of the dose of exercise that is good for our health. Because you may hear from a trainer or from your doctor that you should exercise to have better health, or maybe you have a health problem, and doctor says you have to exercise. But it's very general. You don't know what to do. What are you going to do? He tells you go to the gym. When you go to the gym and say you have a, let's say, problem like high cholesterol or diabetes, or how much is the dose of exercise you have to do? The past 2 decades, two very big organizations. The one is the WHO, World Health Organization, and the second is the ACSM, American College of Sport Medicine. It's the biggest organization for health, and the ACSM is the biggest organization for fitness. Every guideline for everything in fitness comes from ACSM. Okay. So what they've done, they studied a lot about which dose is for health, which dose is for which disease. And now they come up with some guidelines and they say, guys, this dose is for health, this dose is for like diabetes, for cancer, for everything. They have a dose for everything. Okay? So we know now that we know since ever that exercise is medicine, but now they've studied and they know the exact dose, like a pill. You can have exercise like a pill for everything. Okay.
Okay. So what is the amount if you want to stay healthy?
Okay. Now there are some general guidelines for all the people. Okay, from 18 years old to 64 years old. I'm going to talk about these ages because I think these ages are in the life now. There are also guidelines for children, and there are also guidelines for older people, but we'll talk about this now. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the minimum amount, the minimum dose to be healthy. Okay. And this is 150 minutes per week of aerobic exercise. When I say aerobic exercise, I don't mean aerobic in the gym like Jane Fonda. I mean aerobic activity like walking, like cycling, dancing, swimming, maybe it's gardening at your house. Okay, so the minimum amount is 150 minutes per week. That's the minimum. Or else you can do 75 minutes of vigorous activity, like not walking, running.
So do me a favor and let's quantify what aerobic versus vigorous.
No, it's aerobic. It's maybe vigorous or moderate. It's aerobic activity, but has two levels: moderate or vigorous. Vigorous is high intensity, let's say.
So let's quantify that. Let's say what does the heart rate need to be at to be considered aerobic versus vigorous or moderate?
Okay, so moderate activity, as I told you, is fast walking. Okay, so if we want to quantify how much is 150 minutes per week, it's like 7 to 9,000 steps each week. It's a day, sorry, it's day. So if you do every day 7,000 to 9 steps, you will hit the weekly goal of moderate intensity.
That's good.
Fix it now.
I'm trying to see what my step count is today. So, and then what about vigorous? What does your heart rate need to be at if you're gonna say, yeah, I did some vigorous exercise today?
That depends on your age, because the maximum heart rate is different for every age. You can use an algorithm that is you have to put the how you say, I don't remember the word for for mathematics. The action. You have to.
Πες μου στα ελληνικά, Σπύρο.
Αφαιρείς την ηλικία σου από το 220. Δηλαδή κάνεις 220 μείον την ηλικία σου για να βρεις το maximum heart rate.
Από το 220 αφαιρείς την ηλικία.
Την ηλικία, ναι.
So you do 220 minus your rate.
Yes.
And you find your optimal heart rate.
No, this is not the optimal. This is the maximum heart rate.
Okay. And of course, that'll be
don't go above that.
So at a percentage, this maximum, this percentage is from 65 to 100% of your maximum.
65%?
Yeah.
Okay.
6,500% to 8,500%. That's the vigorous.
Okay.
Let's say high intensity.
Right.
You're running at this pace.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
So let's give an example, because
so the moderate
it's a little bit confusing.
If you do moderate activity like walking, okay, you need to do walking at a fast pace every day, 7,000 to 9,000, okay? Or you can do 75 if you don't want to be at moderate activity. You can do a high intensity, like I said, this is the vigorous activity, okay? And you can 75 minutes per week. So you can run for 75 minutes a week instead of walking.
Okay.
Okay, so you do less exercise, less time, okay, but higher intensity.
So a person that is
to do moderate,
a person that is 30 years old, right? He has to do 220 minus 30. It's 190.
Yeah,
This is the
his
maximum. This is the maximum.
Okay.
He has to go 65% of 190.
Yes, to 85%.
How much?
To 65 to 85.
Ah, this is the spectrum he has to work on.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. We need to do some calculation.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you don't have to go so deep and do the calculations or counting your beats. You just go walk or run.
Mm-hmm.
Walk or run.
Okay.
That's easy and simple. Get your ass
The
moving.
thing
Walk or run.
is, if you want for health, yeah. That's it. That's it. If you want to be healthy, you don't need to count anything. Okay, just have a watch and hit the goal. 150 or low intensity or 75 high.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay,
What
so
else?
this is for okay. Also, you don't have only the conditioning, like aerobic activity. You also have to do 2 times per week resistance exercise.
Is it only me or Dave? Do you see Spiros with a delay?
Yeah. Yes, Spiros, you're a little.
Yeah, my
Yes,
connection is
yeah.
not so good.
Spiros,
My connection is so good this day.
disconnect your other devices from the Wi-Fi. Just leave the one we're looking at you right now. Disconnect the other ones.
Okay. I'll close the mobile. So, did you hear me about the two days per week of resistance exercise?
So we did resistance exercise, and so I think that's not enough.
No, this is the minimum amount.
Yeah, because
To you don't need 2 times a week.
I think people should lift every day, all day. Ah, no, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm old.
No, I'm telling you the minimum dose of exercise to be healthy,
Okay.
not to be fit. This is
Gotcha.
different.
Okay.
Different. If you want to be healthy, you need this aerobic activity and this resistance training. Okay. You need 2 times a week per week, and exercise all the big major muscle groups.
Okay.
The training could be at the gym with weights, could be body weight training, could be like something like TRX, anything. Just
what is the easiest thing you can do at your house right now that gyms are closed? Can you do push-ups?
yeah, push-ups, squats, lunges, crunches. This is body weight training, and this counts as resistance training.
And how long should they do this? Is there a duration?
You have to do minimum 3 sets per muscle group.
Okay.
The minimum.
And a muscle group is your bicep, not just your arms. Your bicep is a muscle.
Your chest, your
triceps
biceps,
are a muscle.
your legs, quadriceps, glutes.
Right.
Every muscle should do 3 sets at every training day. So if you do 2 times a week, it's like 6 sets a week per muscle group.
And if they do this, are they going to be able to look like you?
No.
I'm talking about with the beard.
Yeah. Of course.
So what does it take? Okay, so we got some minimum, right? That's minimum stuff.
That's the minimum.
Or to be healthy.
To be healthy, minimally.
Yeah, minimally. You know, you can't expect to be fit or to have a perfect body image, but you are going to be healthy with that.
Now I'm gonna make a little bit of a segue here and talk about body image, since you brought body image up. There's a lot of people suffering through some body image complex issues, especially when you're in high school. junior high school, you're going through, and a lot of women end up having body image issues and complex. And there's a vast difference between being fit and being healthy. And you can carry a decent amount of body fat and be healthy and happy and confident and comfortable in your own skin. And if you have a goal, if I want a six pack, if I want to be a model, if I want to be a fitness person, right? Then you have to step it up to that other level, right? But there's a basic level that Spiros talked about that will keep you healthy. And we're talking about heart health, right? Heart disease is the leading cause of death, heart disease. And it's so preventable, absolutely preventable. We can all do some sort of exercise for 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week. That's you know, even if we're in bad condition. So like I have a broken spine. I have 5 screws and 2 rods in my back. I can't go run. There's no amount of running is going to ever come out of me anymore. But I could still get on the elliptical and do like this, right? I could still put the treadmill up on an incline. I still take my daily walks every day. And so the minimum heart health is what we're talking about here, and being comfortable in your own skin. And that takes this, right? That takes psyche. That takes acceptance. Don't you agree, Spiros and Ryan?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that's the, you give me the pass to continue on that, because when we say we want to be healthy, we with this minimum dose of exercise, we fight a lot of diseases. Okay, so with this minimum, you can fight diabetes, you can fight coronary heart disease, you can fight a lot of types of cancer. You can fight Alzheimer, dementia. You can fight osteoporosis.
Yep.
And you can do all this with this minimum amount of exercise. You don't need to have a six-pack to be healthy. Okay, and the other thing you said about body image, the fit is not always healthy. The six-pack is not always healthy, and especially here, because that doesn't mean you are good here if you have a six-pack. Yeah. And if you are like overweight, you have a problem. These two has very similarities here. Okay.
Yeah, you probably refer to the extreme of being fit, like with full of muscles, like a huge bodybuilder that still has the same insecurity as far as protectiveness and image, right?
Yeah, I mean, this an overweight and the bodybuilder probably hiding from something, but the first hide this something with body fat, the other guy hide this thing with muscles. But
well, there's a lot of very unhealthy levels of fitness and even exercise. I know plenty of people, and I've been addicted to exercise, addicted literally, and then all of a sudden your day is ruined because you can't make it to the gym, which is not healthy. It's not mentally healthy whatsoever. So a good balance between, you know, a positive self-reflection of who you are physically and mentally, and implementing these basic things for your own health, right? Your own personal health. And then anything above that is a goal. Like right now, my goal is to get my six-pack back. That's a goal. My health is great. Six-pack, that's extra. That's a step up, right? Yeah. That's a little more dedication.
It's a bonus.
And that's the big difference. You know, the minimum you should increase if you have a specific goal, okay, other from health. Let's say you're healthy and you want a six-pack, then these numbers I told you before for health should go up A
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Maybe you should do 5 times a week resistance training. Maybe you should do like 300 minutes or more aerobic activity. It's very different, but fit is not always healthy. It's not always healthy. And also people that are fit should consider if they are healthy.
You know what I realized, Spiros, right now?
Sorry, Ryan. Sorry. That's a good point. I want you to say that again. People that are fit, what?
Should realize if they are healthy. Should consider if they are healthy.
I like this.
You know, you maybe have a guy with 6-pack, very well trained, but doesn't train his heart at all. He can't run like a mile, or he's not like, you know, health is not only the absence of disease, okay? It's mentally, it's physically, and it's
emotionally
and socially.
I like the socially too. Yeah, I agree. 100. That's a great point, man. Oh man, good nuggets of advice. I love it. It's a great point.
If you read what is health by World Health Organization,
okay,
how they define health is what I just told you.
Really?
Physically, mentally, and socially. You should have all the three to be healthy, to be really healthy.
I think spiritually needs to be in there too.
Yeah, of course. It's I think it's at the mentally. This goes
part of the mental,
yeah.
But okay, but makes sense, man. Makes sense. Perfect.
Let's say you are super fit, but you don't have friends. You don't socialize. That's not healthy.
I'll tell you something. You know, playing football and being in martial arts all my life almost. You know, a lot of people suffer injury and push through. And I'm talking real injury, not are you hurt, are you injured? You know the difference, you know? So coach would say, are you're down out on the field, you got hit real hard. Coach would come up, are you hurt or are you injured? If you're hurt, get your ass up, let's go. If you're injured, we need to take you to the hospital, see the doctor. And a lot of people in sports or just training for something will push through injury, and that's unhealthy.
Yeah,
I've been one of those people that I don't know the limit. I just see the goal and I don't care anything that's getting in the way. I got to get to the goal, you know? And that's not healthy. That's not a healthy way to live. We want balance in life, you know?
It's the same mindset like the champions in the Olympics that will do whatever they need to do. They will take whatever they need to do to take just to win, and they don't care if they die after some years, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that's also a personal choice. I mean, look, I get it. If you stand to make millions and be somebody, right? If you identify whatever, you know, if you identify, you know, wrestling as your thing and that's what you want to do for your life, and you know that to compete at that level in the Olympics or that level in the world, you're going to have to take steroids. The end. We're not going to sit here, us three, change that, no matter how much we don't like it or think that it's wrong. So that's a conscious choice that an adult is making, right? But the average person, the unfortunate part is that's who they see. And they don't necessarily know that this person is taking steroids. This person is doping. This person is doing this. Just cutting calories down to an unhealthy amount, right? Mm-hmm. That in and of itself is detrimental to your personal health.
You know, Dave, that's the biggest problem in the fitness industry. Because you hear a lot of people telling ordinary people, train like an athlete. Be like an athlete, be like him, or be like this fitness model. I work a lot of years in the gyms and nobody asks the guy who is coming to the gym, what is your purpose? You want to be healthy, you want to be fit, you want to be like champion. We just put them and tell them this is what you should do, like everyone else.
But you know, me and Vaso are personal trainers, and that's the first question that we ask any client. Every time it's, what are you doing this for? Because that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
You don't need to burn your knees out for no good reason, right? Just because you want to be a little healthier. No, you could do the same thing, you know, doing it on the elliptical, right? If you want to get your heart rate up and get better cardiovascular endurance.
Yeah, you know, there is all this craze things with CrossFit, like the past decade. It's not for everyone. Not everyone needs to do this to be healthy.
Too many injuries with CrossFit. I heard so many people get injuries, you know, because they don't train the right way and at the right timing, you know. You can't put a beginner to do a workout of a pro.
Of course, and they put everyone at they have levels, of course, but it's it's not a bad training, but they should apply it different to the people, to the different levels.
The really bad thing about CrossFit is this: technique matters.
Of course.
And technique suffers when you're physically drained. I don't give a crap who you are. You could be ultra marathoner, or you could be somebody that just started working out yesterday. Your technique is going to suffer when you start getting physically drained. And that's the part that, you know, if you get somebody that doesn't understand body mechanics, their own body mechanics, you don't want to start pushing them to that, that peak endurance level or peak performance level before they actually understand how to do the exercise. You know, that's kind of the bad part, is fundamentals of the exercise is I've seen great CrossFit gyms, great ones, because they say all of our members are going to start with a 6-week or a 4-week program on fundamentals, right? Fundamentals. Just how do you do a deadlift? How do you do clean and jerk? How do you do a press? You know, how do you do these things first?
But listen something. They are doing something very good at CrossFit, because CrossFit, it's like a community. It's like a brand name.
Mm-hmm.
The training principles are cross training principles.
Mm-hmm.
Like CrossFit is cross training. CrossFit is a brand name.
Spiros.
We got a frozen Spiros. You froze, bro.
Way, yeah, that's very important. A lot of people go there. A lot of people go there and stay longer.
Spiros, can you repeat what you were saying? Because your image froze because of low speed.
Okay. So I was telling that they are doing something very good at CrossFit that one gym doesn't do it. They have created a community with common tongue and common programs, common phrases, common clothes, everything. So one guy that go to the gym, maybe go for 3 months and then tap out. Mm-hmm. Okay. If someone goes to CrossFit, he probably would stay for 6 months, 1 year, or never leave, because they have this thing of the community. People need to be part of something.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if it's like dangerous, people will stay because they are part of something.
So we took a detour from your original path and your original notes. What else did you want to talk about today, man?
Okay, we talked with Ryan about posture, good posture, because it's how you stand, how you walk and everything, because it's very important for the body, for your psychology, for if you will have some problems with your
neck, your back, the most common.
Back pain and all this stuff. So I wanted first to tell what is a good posture, how we define a good posture. Let's start from our spine, okay? Have you ever seen a spine of a skeleton? If you see a skeleton from the side, we have some, our spine do like some
curves,
like edge. It has some curves, okay? So these curves have some degrees, okay? The good posture is when you have these curves in alignment in the neutral spine. We say neutral spine. It's to forward, to back, to the side. So if the spine leave this, can you hear me? I can't hear Ryan right now.
You're on mute.
Yes, Spiros, you froze again.
Okay.
So you were saying about the curves that you see on the spine when you look from the side.
Yeah, from the spine, from the side.
What did you say after that?
Okay, I said that if you leave these physical curves, there's a problem.
There is a what?
The thoracic spine, if we see a guy, can you hear me now?
Now,
I don't know, today I have a big problem with my connection.
It's probably the clouds.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
So tell us, yes.
Are we good now?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay, okay. So if you see someone who is kyphotic, okay, have kyphosis, you know, forward head, forward.
Like Quasimodo's in...
Yeah.
You know Quasimodo, Dave?
Yeah, I know who Quasimodo is.
Yeah, I think most people know Quasimodo. He's like curved like that, so...
Yeah, a lot of people now are like this. Unfortunately.
I don't think Spiros was talking about the Hunchback of Notre Dame, man. I think... But you see sometimes people's posture being a little unnatural just as they stand or walk, right? They're a little like this instead of this, right? A natural.
Yeah, you know, the most common problems is the first is this, the most common kyphosis.
Is it? That's the most common.
Yeah, kyphosis and scoliosis, when the one shoulder is okay. So why we say if you keep your neutral spine, your curves, it's better from being kyphotic or being lordotic, because our spine biomechanically can absorb more forces when it's neutral. Okay. If you are not neutral, the tension won't distribute evenly
throughout your vertebrae, throughout your disc. Yeah.
So this, if you are not aligned, as the time passes, you will have some small τραυματισμούς, Ryan, πώς το λένε?
Some injuries, some small
injuries that eventually after a long time may become big.
So I'll use that as a segue because a lot of people, especially nowadays, are on their phone.
Yeah,
And
yeah, of course.
notice no one keeps their posture right on their phone, right? Like this. You're like this. And you're going to end up having neck problems, right? Neck injuries, Keeley, slip discs, just because you're on your phone. And it gets worse when you start going like this because you're at work and you're keeping your head down. So you'll see that a lot of people out there that are watching this, if you're on your phone a lot, you're going to end up with neck injuries, neck problems. Same thing at work. If your workstation is not set up properly and your computer's not at eye level, if your desk is not a certain height, right, to your arms or your chair, you're going to end up with different problems with your spine.
Yeah. You know, right now I'm holding my phone, so
you know,
this is how you should check your phone right now, guys. Like me, you know, you have to keep it in front with your hand so your neck doesn't do that.
I saw one of these things on Amazon where you could strap it to your neck and put your phone on a holder, and it just straps around your neck. It's a metal thing with a
I saw this.
Did you see that, Spiros?
Yeah, this is perfect. You should like this to be okay. You know, for your neck to be neutral, let me tell you something. You know your neck is neutral if your arm is above your
ears,
shoulder. Okay, can you hear me because it's frozen? When your ear is above your shoulder, you know you're okay. If you have your phone here and like this, it's not okay. I don't believe this.
Yeah, those are great tips, man. I think that those few things are going to really help a lot of people, man. We talked about, Ryan, what did we talk about? We did some minimum exercise requirements, right? You're on mute, man. Ryan, you're on mute.
Yeah, so and actually, I realized that most people don't do the minimum exercise like we talked about, like the 150 moderate exercise or 75 vigorous. So we talked about the minimum exercise. We talked about that being fit doesn't equal being healthy. We also said about exercise, keeping the disease away. And we entered the posture now. I don't think we have finished, right, Spiros? Do we have more?
No, we have a lot to. We have some things to tell, but I don't know if we have the time.
Yeah, I think let's cover one more topic, and then we're at 40 minutes now, so I don't want to keep people past the 30-minute mark too much. This is great nuggets of information, great information. Let's cover one more topic, Spiros. What else did you have for us, brother?
No, it's we have this. It's about posture, but we didn't finish it. You want to finish about that?
Yeah, I thought you were done with posture. Yeah.
I was telling you that posture is defined by some genetics, first of all. So let's say if your bones have some specific structure, you cannot change that. Okay. So if you are psychotic, your bones are like this, you can do nothing. Okay. But most people have can you hear me? Because I think it's frozen again.
Now we hear you.
The most of the people, the most of the cases are not genetics. It's by muscle imbalances. Okay. And how does this affect the posture? Some muscles tend to be tight, okay, and some other muscles tend to be loose. And that is defined by your work, your training. So if you are sitting all day and you are like this, kyphotic, all these front muscles, shoulders, pecs, abs, are going to be tight and are going to stay like this, because you know posture is not only about muscle, it's about brain. Because have you ever heard the phrase use it or lose it?
Yep.
Every joint has a range of motion. Range of motion is I can go from here to here. Okay. If I never use this range of motion, okay, and I'm always like here at my computer, this range of motion,
you will lose it, eh?
Yeah, you lose it because, you know, here your muscle is like this, tight. When you go your hand here, it needs to, and this stretch is like a threat to your brain, because he thinks maybe he's gonna cut himself. Okay, so when you go like this, you get pain. That's from the brain, not from the muscle, because he doesn't know that range of motion.
I didn't know that.
We have what?
I didn't know that it's a brain function, the pain you feel, and it's not like the muscle that it's stretching too much.
Yeah, the brain sends a signal. When a muscle is stretching, why do you stop? Where the pain come from? It's from your brain, because he thinks, oh, dude, stop. We cut it, so stop. And eventually your brain knows one range of motion and forget the other. Okay. So if you forget all this movement, because you move like here and here, he forget this, and this is like a threat to him. So you have to use every joint every day at its full range of motion.
So
this is the solution.
What did you say, Ryan?
You have to work every joint at its full range of motion.
Good. So stretching is important.
Stretching is important. Mobility exercises is very important. So what I use as a trainer to hit that goal is, when I do the warm-up for my program or my people, my trainees, don't just do cardiovascular exercises or tell him go in 10 minutes. I do 10 minutes mobility exercises for all my joints, except from stretching. Okay. So let's say the shoulder. Okay, you see my shoulder can go up here, can go back here, go here and here.
Mine doesn't do that.
Okay, if I don't use this, all I'm frozen, you're frozen.
Vamos.
I will put the music from Frozen.
Spiro, bigger Axel. No me hizo Axel y Nicolita. It's 4G.
It's the Wi-Fi.
You need the Wi-Fi.
It's the Wi-Fi. I have to.
God help me. Oh. All right.
So what is the solution and the practical application? Can you finish with that? Spiros.
I cannot other.
Spiro.
Oh.
Έλα, Ράιαν.
Έλα ρε.
Όριο, ευχαριστώ φίλε.
Spiros, did you hear us?
No. I just hear laughing here and there.
To everyone that's watching, I sincerely apologize. We didn't test
I can't stop laughing
before Spiros came on, but I think he gave you guys a lot of really good expert advice. Spiros took his sweater off, so next is his shirt, and then it'll freeze when he takes his shirt off. No?
At least I had a good point.
No, laugh is a part of
I can't stop laughing. Like, Spiro, how we practically do all this, how we apply the mobility exercise and the stretching. We get a personal trainer.
Yeah, no, you can implement that at your weekly minimum dose that I told you before. Like when you finished your walking, you can do some stretching, or before you do your body weight training or resistance training, you can do some mobility work.
So movement is important. Movement is extremely important for your life, for your health, for your psyche, for everything. So I think, before we wrap up, I think that the big nugget here for everyone is don't focus on the reflection in the mirror. Just know that you just got to move. You just got to get out the house. You just got to do something. Do some push-ups. If that's 1, if that's 100, it doesn't matter. Just do. Move, do, period. Just do. I'll show you here. So I keep Spiros, I do this stretch. I keep my yoga mat in my office now, right?
Yes.
And I do this stretch that I saw you do on your channel, right? And it's kneeling, and I put my leg up behind me. And my God, it is a good stretch. And it's one that I just never did before, and I could feel the impact every time I do that stretch. So it's part of my morning routine. Every day I do that as well as all my other stuff in the morning, and it makes me feel good. All right.
I'm very glad.
And it was just one thing, one of the many exercises that you do on your Facebook page. And so I encourage everybody to go find Spiros. Your Facebook page is your name, right?
Yeah, I upload Instagram. They can find more there at my Instagram account. A lot of exercises, stretching, mobility works, and everyday tips.
Good.
Fitness,
how we find you on Instagram, Spiros?
It's Spiros Varotsis Coach.
Spiros Varotsis Coach. Great.
So I encourage everybody that's watching this to reach out to Spiros. Hire him. I'm sure that he'll do some virtual training sessions. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So if somebody says, hey, I want to pay you $1 million for a year of personal training, of course, I think you'll say no, but maybe they can. I think you'll gladly accept $1 million. But it's important, you guys, it's important. And I talk a lot to people about taking the first step and investing in yourself. And investing in your health is one of the most important things that you can possibly do. You can't do anything else or accomplish anything else in your life if you're not healthy. And that's just the truth. You can be a millionaire sitting on the beach. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're sick, if your back hurts, if your neck hurts, guess what takes priority? Think about that. If you're some hot guy, you know, but you have a neck problem, you're hot, you're rich, you're Dan Barzerian, right? You're sitting on the beach, nothing but girls all around, right? You're living the life, but your neck hurts. Guess what takes priority?
That's true, Dave.
I lived it, man. I live every day with this stupid back of mine, but you know what? That's okay. I've figured some stuff out and I'm just dealing with it. But a lot of people can prevent themselves from ever going down the road of surgery, ever having to go see a doctor by doing the simple things that you just covered. Simple things, form a habit of doing it every day, every day, every day. Not 21 days, not 30 days. It takes everybody a different amount of time to form a habit, right? Commit to it because it's healthy and it's good for you. The end. And it can cost you nothing or $1 million if you're going to hire Spiros. He's now frozen again. Say, Spiros, you're playing, right? Hey, and you know what, guys? The best piece of advice I think anybody could get right now for their health is to freaking laugh. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Just laugh. And then go hire Spiros for $1 million. All right, we're going to cut it. I don't want to make this longer than it is. Any last words, parting words, you guys?
No, my advice, move. Just move. Don't think of Instagram influencers. Don't think about athletes. Don't think about nothing. Think about yourself. You don't need anything like six packs or or move a lot of kilos at the gym to be healthy. Just move, walk, do some Pilates, yoga, anything. Just move. Don't sit all day.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
And have sex, guys. Have sex. It's good for the health. Good exercise.
I'm talking Malakia. Spiros is frozen. Xana. Bobo. Simera Dexero. Daxi. Filakia. Mwah. Kisses to everybody. Thank you, Spiros, again for coming on, brother. And then we'll have to have you on again. Maybe you can come visit. That way we know you'll have a good signal.
Thank you, guys.
The next live is going to be from Kalamata.
All right, guys. Love everybody. Have an awesome week. Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.